Over the past few years, the dreaded Sonic cycle has become increasingly irrelevant. The first glimmer of hope was Sonic Unleashed, with the great daytime stages more than enough to overcompensate for the oftentimes annoying and tedious Werehog levels. Wii exclusive Sonic Colors delivered a follow-up blow that, while not perfect, further convinced Sonic fans that maybe things were starting to look up after all. And then Sonic Generations furthered this feeling with a glorious mix of 2D and 3D Sonic, although it was slightly seasoned with frame rate issues. Now, Sonic Lost World is the latest in Sega's plan to bring the series out of its meteoric 16-bit shadow, and once again the result is a positive one, although this time not quite so emphatically so. The plot is typical Sonic storyline. This time Dr. Eggman is working with the Deadly Six, a new group of enemies who live in a hidden world known as the Lost Hex. Eggman plans to use the powers of these nasty creatures in an attempt to control the world, but when Sonic inadvertently messes things up by destroying his control device, the Deadly Six are set free and decide to destroy the universe themselves. This results in an intriguing impromptu alliance of Sonic, Tails, and Dr. Eggman as the three join forces for the greater good in order to defeat the Deadly Six. It isn't the first time Sonic and Eggman have joined forces, as the DS title Sonic Chronicles offered similar story, but given that sold less than 1 million copies worldwide, it's a plot device that will seem new to most Sonic fans. Now, two things strike the player upon starting Sonic Lost World. The first is how great it looks. This is undoubtedly the best looking Sonic game to date, but the second is even slightly more noteworthy. This is a Sonic Galaxy game. Now, it may be an obvious thing to say, because it's a comparison that's been basically talked about ever since Sonic Lost World was first revealed, but there's really no denying it. This game pays a lot of tribute to Mario Galaxy. Now, sometimes it's subtle, as in the orchestral soundtrack, the familiar power-ups that escalate mechanics in Mario's Wii adventures, but most of the time it's fairly blatant. Some stages are made up of circular planetoids that are traversed by blasting from one to the other. Another is Sonic roll into a giant ball gathering rings as he rolls along an obstacle course, just as in Galaxy's rolling Green Galaxy stage. And then there's the ice stage, complete with an ice skating and jumping pirouette animation lifted wholesale from Mario Galaxy. Still, if you're going to borrow from somewhere, you might as well borrow from the best, and Sega is clearly delivering what its fans want. Levels are bold, colorful affairs with detailed character models, and highlights include a cake-themed stage in which Sonic runs around giant licorice strips and Oreo cookies. Elsewhere, there's the most visually impressive casino-themed stage we've seen in the Sonic game to date, with visuals that are really impressive and cards that flip around and all kinds of interesting things there. All this takes place with a 60 frames per second frame rate that remains silky smooth for the majority of the time. Now, with that said, Sonic Lost World's audio is wonderful too, offering a wide range of musical styles and catchy tunes for each stage. The Sonic music has always been a highlight of the series, and this is clearly living up to expectations. Now, Sonic Lost World is beautifully presented, but this has rarely been an issue with Sonic games. It's the controls that always divide the fanbase, and Sonic Lost World will be no less contentious than any previous game. Sonic's standard running speed has been dramatically slowed to the extent that he'll only run quickly when the player holds down the right trigger. It's clear the introduction of this sprint button was designed to make Sonic more controllable, but for sometimes you'll find it weird how slow Sonic is moving when you don't have that button held down. Now, this isn't a big issue because you can speed Sonic up. There are 3 speeds in total, but it's just a step away from previous Sonic games that some fans have liked and some fans have not liked so much. Now, another thing that could divide fans over Sonic Lost World is the homing attack, which also makes a return in Sonic Lost World. In fairness, it's all but necessary in the 3D exploration stages of the game, where accurate jumps are somehow even harder to judge than in previous titles. Considering that players are rewarded at the end of stages for how accurately they jumped at the finish line, it becomes clear that the homing attack is essential for day-to-day duties. The main issue is that it can be temperamental, with Sonic sometimes not locking onto enemies or losing the lock before the jump button is pressed. Now, with that said, level design is by and large impressive. Most stages have plenty of alternate paths and hidden routes, encouraging multiple playthroughs in order to gather the 5 red star rings hidden in each stage. The fixed camera can be unreliable at times, but when Sonic is obscured by scenery, the player will get a spotlight effect where part of the scenery is cut away so they can see him. This annoyingly doesn't always happen though, and that's another slight problem with Sonic Lost World. Now, The above complaints are not deal breakers for sure, and Sonic Lost World is still a great game overall. However, with that said, if you're looking for a good Sonic title, Sonic Generations is definitely more of a guaranteed hit. Sonic Lost World you may like depending on what sort of person you are, but then again, if you're used to Sonic running really fast all the time, you may not. Let me know what you think of Sonic Lost World in the comments below. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!